Hafaday, and welcome to another tutorial involving Google Slides and Google Classrooms. So today I'm going to walk you through creating an actual interactive worksheet, an original interactive worksheet for your students, or interactive practice, if you will, for your students. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we are using Google Slides to create the interactive practice sheets that you want to do for your students. Again, your original interactive practice sheets. So um, your imagination is the only thing that will limit you or take you to like all other extremes. So in order to start, obviously we're going to use not Google Classrooms, I'm sorry, Google Slides. So I have open a presentation right now. And what I want to do is go ahead and title this, we can just call this interactive practice. And I'm going to use this as a working sheet for right now, because we're going to save this original file into a PNG so that we can lock everything into place. That's the key to your interactive sheets, is making sure that everything is locked into place. So of course we just want to decide what we are going to do, and here I'm going to delete these boxes. I want a blank slate. Depending on your layout, again, you can keep it the standard 16 by 9, which is your widescreen, or you can go into your page setup and change the way that your screen will look for you. You can do a 16:10 or 4:3, or you can make a custom, 8.5 by 11 or 14 by whatever you want to do for custom. Okay, go ahead and cancel that. So what we're going to do is we're going to decide how we want our slide to look, depending on your the age that you're working with. They can be something as simple as matching letters to pictures, beginning sounds to pictures, or numbers to sets, or even doing fractions. It just depends on what you want to use this for. So for purposes of this, let's go ahead and create a labeling activity. Right, so we are going to go ahead and pull up an image from our web, and we are going to, let's do a labeling Guam, right? So we're going to do Guam map. We want to label all of the villages on the island, right? So we want to make sure that whatever it is doesn't already have the names. So you're going to kind of have to look through your maps in particular, right? So maybe we want to pull open, I don't know. Let's just go with this image. Looks like it has some writing. So let's just do this blank one right here. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and insert that image. Okay. If we think that this is good enough, then we can go ahead and use that right here. We can resize it however we need. We can also double click on it. And if you notice, we have the way that it's darkened, we can actually crop right now. So I can crop the image a little bit closer, so that then that buys me just a little bit more space to kind of resize this. Oops, it's not. Okay, so I'm going to crop this, and that way I can resize it. And it doesn't matter which side you have this on. So basically, I've got this right here. Right now, if I were to push this out to students, just say label this, they can actually lose this particular image itself, right? So we want to make sure that we're going to lock that into place. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and insert my directions, and I'm going to tell the students to, I don't know, we're going to tell them to drag the village names. Oops. Drag. Can I spell? Drag the village names to there, to the map, to label. Okay, great. So that's really it, because these are the parts that I want to go ahead and lock in. I'm not going to put any of the village names. If it looks how I think I want it, then it's going to be perfectly fine. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to go over to my file and I am going to download. Again, it's setting everything up for you. We're going to download this as a PNG. Okay. Once that's downloaded as a PNG, now I can actually find that file and I can create a whole new file. All right, and I'm going to create a new slide because I like to save what I'm working with to begin with. Or I can just delete this. I'm going to go ahead and do a new presentation. Okay. And that was my first one. I'm going to title this again. We're going to title this Guam now. I'm more specific. I'm going to say Guam map practice. Oops. Guam map practice. There we go. So I am going to delete everything again because I want a clean slate. We'll delete that. We'll delete this. And then I want to lock in that image that I just created from this other slide here. I want to lock this in because if I don't, this is what can happen. Okay, students can move this. They can delete everything and then we're in trouble. The whole exercise is kind of, it's going to be useless to the students, right? All right, so what I'm going to do here now is I am going to go to background. I'm going to go to background. I'm going to choose an image. And because I just saved that particular image, I know that it's going to be found in my downloads because I downloaded the image, the most interactive practice. Okay, that's the name of my actual document. I'm done with that. And now you notice everything is locked in. Okay, so now we're going to actually create the interactive portion for this whole thing by adding the village names. So I am going to insert, I think I'm going to go ahead and do a shape, right? And the reason I'm going to do that is I like the idea that I can create a box that they can use so I can see it. Maybe I might make that in red and I might just want this transparent. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to Ganya. Right, and I might resize this accordingly. And I'm going to cut and paste. Okay, and then I can just go in and I can Georgia. Then I am going to line this up however I need to line all of these things up. Right? I can put Jigo. This can be where agate. And you get the picture, right? So I can keep going and going with all of the villages. But once I'm through with this, let's say I have all of the villages and the kids know what they're going to be doing, this is what they're going to see. So all they get to do is move everything around. They would put this wherever they need to on the map, right? They would just throw it in for their map skills. And then you're able to kind of create that. But make sure, of course, obviously you don't want your answer key right there. But that's all you'll need to do. So this is just a quick labeling activity, right? And then what you're going to do is you'll close this off, right? And we can close this other file off, but I'm going to go ahead and go into my classroom, and I'm going to go to classwork. I'm going to create the assignment now for the students. I'm going to go to assignments. I'm going to call, let's go ahead and move this right back over here. We're going to call this the Guam map. See attached. Again, be better about putting in your instructions, and then we are going to add the file that we just created, the Google Drive. That was labeled Guam Interactive, right? Guam Map, Guam Map Practice. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. I'm going to insert it. I want to make sure that each student is going to have a copy, and I'm going to make a copy for each student. Select what they're going to be doing, for who it's for, which students get it, how many points this is worth, if it's worth any points. Give them their set due date for the assignment, maybe the 25th. Okay, and then I might not have a topic for this, but for this, we'll just put into our demo one topic. And then I'm going to go ahead again, make sure I make a copy for each student, and I'm going to assign that particular assignment for the students. Once it's assigned, I can go ahead and go into my demo one, and then I will see that it's actually there for each of the students, that 5 students were assigned to that. Okay, and that's all there is to it. It's pretty much easy peasy for that. But I want to show you, just to kind of give you guys a couple of ideas. You could do something as simple in the kindergarten class. You can do a drag and drop right here. So again, this is my template. I can still move these things, right? This is not completed. This is just the background that I'm wanting to create. I also did one where you can use a Venn diagram to compare and contrast, something as simple as this. And all I would do again for any of these, for instance, my drag and drop number here, I would just go to File, Download as a PNG. Okay, it's as simple as that. It's right over there. I can insert here a new slide. Okay, just to show you what's happening here, just to create that. I'm going to delete this again, and then I am going to place background, choose image. Again, the whole idea in creating these interactives is that you lock your background down. I'm going to open that up, and voila, it looks the same as this, right? Because I'm still in the same, but now you can tell it's not, because all of this is locked in, versus the first portion that was my actual, I can move all these images. And that is not any good for any of the students. So when we're working with something like this, the next thing that I'll need to do is actually create the portions that I want the students to move. So in this instance, my instructions were to drag the correct number into the box to show how many ducks. So I can actually create, and I like to use a shape for this one. I'm going to do a shape. Okay. And I am going to change my fonts here. And we are going to say that this is 1. Okay, that's still kind of small for me. We will, well, let's just say that's big enough for us for right now. And I have up to the number 6, so I would create 2, 2, and then 3, 8. I'm going to create all of them. Sorry about the silence. Because I have 6 boxes, I want 6 choices, right? And then I would just change the numbers accordingly in each one of these. This is 4. This is 5. and this is 6. Okay, so you can leave it as that, or you can also, you might, to really check, you might give them 3 sets of numbers, right? Because when they move 1, they might, you don't want them to, if they go 2 here, they might think, oh my goodness, there really still is 2. You want to really capture what they have there. So you can leave it as is, or you can actually grab all of these and you can copy and paste a whole set of numbers that you would place on top of these other numbers here. Okay. Oops, what did I just do? So you can get a whole set of numbers. Okay. Okay, so notice I pasted those, and all I'm going to do is put them on top so that when the students go through, if they decide that I think this is 6, they still have a choice if they really are counting and go, oh, this is 6. So they actually, you can really, really tell what they're doing or what have you, but we're just placing them all on top. And again, that's just the interactive. So that's another example of what you could use it for. You can also, we have the Guam map. You can do cells, labeling cells. You can, again, there's just numerous applications for this. But the key is to create what you want your sheet to look like, save that. The movable interactive parts will come later after you've saved the actual template, and then save that as a PNG, load it into your slide as a background, and then everything will be locked into place. Okay, so I hope that helps. I hope that makes it a little easier for you to kind of think of some things that you might want to do with the students and make things a little bit more interactive for them. They do happen to like these drag and drop activities, or even labeling in a different way. They can watch a video first. You can do a hyperlink to something, but that's probably at a later time. Anyway, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at kakade@ggoe.net, and I'd be happy to email you back with any answers that I can give to you. Otherwise, hope that helps. Have fun creating your interactive practice slides for your students, and have a great day. Bye.